Yo, what's good, man? I want to talk about Demetrius Andrade. He's on the Tank undercard with Jerron Boots Ennis as the co-main event, Rashidi Ellis, and Demetrius Andrade. He's coming there looking for all the smoke, looking for Jamal Charlo, Benavidez, Plant, Winner. And this is a great career move for Demetrius Andrade, who's about 34 years old, who has a small amount of prime left, if any, you know. And I feel like I don't really blame Demetrius Andrade for his career decisions because he went to the zone, and that's where the biggest money fights were at. Talking about Canelo and Triple G and Jaime Munguia. People say that Demetrius Andrade made bad business decisions in his career because he pulled out of the fight with Jermell Charlo 10 years ago when they both was early in their career and Andrade had a belt and he was being offered less money than Jermell Charlo, who was also up and coming. And he was the challenger, and he didn't like that deal, so he pulled out of that fight 10 years ago. And people point at that situation and say that that's why people don't want to fight him. And, you know, I just disagree with that because he went to the zone where Canelo and Triple G are bigger attractions than Jamal and Jamel Charlo, which means bigger paydays, and they were in his division, and he was there for undisputed for 160 for Canelo, and he was on the same network and everything, and just didn't get the fight, and he was just on the same side of the street as those dudes, and his promoter Eddie Hearn just rather protect the bigger money makers in his eyes, Canelo and Triple G. And now that that situation is over, Demetrius Andrade left and DAZN didn't re-sign him. And now here he is at Showtime and he's moving up to 168 to get into the mix with Benavidez and Plant and Charlo, who is also expected to move up to 168. And to end off his prime, I feel like this is a great move. You know what I'm saying? To get him some fights in before it's too late. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like 40 years old fighting a young up and coming prospect like David Morrell. You know what I mean? And that's also a possible fight for him. And if he was to fight David Morrell, I feel like he shouldn't wait too long for that because Morrell, he got hella skills and he's young. He's really young. He's like 10 years younger than Andrade. So the longer he waits, that'll be worse for him if he was to fight him in his career. But I believe that he is prioritizing the Jamal Charlo fight or the David Benavidez fight, especially if he knocks out Caleb Plant. You know what I mean? But this is just a great move, and I'm giving Andrade his props for this. And hopefully, this leads to bigger fights in 2023 because these guys' resumes are looking hella thin and they need each other.